Also, this one was really pretty. This one, I'm just really excited to get in this palette, okay? Welcome to my channel. Today I got my NASA shirt on because today we are finally going to be reviewing the new Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. Now, I haven't had a lot of Huda Beauty palettes. I do have the Mini Obsessions palette, and then the other big palette that I have is the new Nudes palette. And I already swatched out the Mercury Retrograde. I'm gonna hold it upside down because the mirror is blinding, but this is what the inside of the palette looks, and it is kind of messed up on some of the shades because, like I said, I already did swatch them, but I did have a few requests from Nessa CX Beauty. She was wondering if the new nudes and some of these shades were similar, and upon looking at them and swatching them, the shades that do look similar, they're a lot more muted in the new Nudes palette and a lot more vibrant in the Mercury Retrograde. So I'm not actually going to be doing a lot of the comparison swatches. I'm going to do one just to show you guys what I'm talking about. So here is the new Nudes palette, and then here is Mercury Retrograde. But upon looking at these shades, I'm gonna hold the palettes like this, but upon looking at them like right next to each other, they kind of look similar. Well, now that I'm filming with this camera, they're not really looking that similar, but they kind of look similar, and same with a bunch of other different shades. But when swatching them, the new Nudes has a more like dusty, kind of muted look to it, and the Mercury Retrograde is a lot more vibrant. But if you guys do want me to compare them on my eyes, then I can do that in another video. But today we're just going to be reviewing the Retrograde. So this palette is $67. It is in a really sturdy packaging. It reminds me of the Neon Obsessions packaging, that kind of hard plastic, while as the new Nudes has the cardboard packaging and the magnetic closure. I do prefer the magnetic closure more than this one because, if you guys know, it is nearly impossible for me to open this kind of packaging for some reason. I don't know if it's my nails or what. So I've been keeping it open and avoiding not closing it, but it does snap shut instead of the magnetic closure. And the new Nudes palette is $65. This one's $67, so I'm assuming it's the packaging that's the biggest difference. The formula seems a lot better in this palette with swatching it. There aren't any glitter shades, which I am so thankful for, because that's my biggest complaint out of the new Nudes palette, is that I hate these glitter shades. I can never get them to work for me. They just don't perform the way that I would like them to. Some of these shimmers are similar to the Retrograde palette, but this one, the shimmers are just way more of that wet feeling. Like, they literally feel like a jelly wet texture to them. So they're super metallic, which I'll show you in the swatches here in a second. So that's my first impression just by swatching them. And this palette will be in stores and online at Sephora on October 31st. And there are 18 shades. So now let's get into the swatches. I'm gonna start from here, go across, this one, go across, so you guys know where I'm going with this. So the first one is Cosmic, Utopia, Ultraviolet, Nebula, Mercury, Haze, Off Balance, Galaxy, Libra, Crash, Momentum, Supermoon, Vortex, Hot Mess, Supernova, Karma, Gold Glitch, and Frazzled, which these two at the bottom here were so hard to get my camera to show up, and I apologize. I normally do outdoor swatches, totally forgot to mention it, but today has been so rainy, so cold all day, so I wasn't able to do outdoor swatches, but I want to get this video out. It's supposed to rain for a couple of days, so I'm not even going to be worried about it. So I did the swatches in front of my beauty lights. Hope you guys don't mind, but these shades right here are so pretty. And this one is like a gold coppery reflect into like a pinky color. This one right here, gold glitch, is like a goldish pink. So it's like the opposite of that one. And then this one, I don't even know how to explain this one, but like these three, even though they're super neutral, they just catch my attention. Also, this one was really pretty. This one, I'm just really excited to get in this palette, okay? This is the first Huda Beauty palette that I've been really intrigued by. I was intrigued by the mini nude Obsessions palette, but I never ended up grabbing them. I am interested in the light one and the deep one. Medium one I don't mind, but I've been interested, but I was like, oh, I don't need it in my life, so I never ended up reviewing those. So I'm really excited. There's a little bit more of a vibrant palette that she has now. So for today's look, I think I'm gonna do purpley gold with some blue and purple. What am I saying? I'm gonna do purple, gold, and blue. So we're gonna see how this goes. And I already did the rest of my makeup. I'm gonna prime my eyes with the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow primer, per usual, and then we'll get into the eye look. All right, so eyes are primed. I am gonna start off this look with Utopia, and I'm gonna blend this pretty high up in my crease. So I'm just blending it out into the temple, and when I think of this palette, I think of kind of alien space, so I'm gonna stick with that with my makeup look. And then now I'm gonna take the shade Off Balance right here, and I'm gonna go right over that crease that I kind of made there. So I want to know what y'all's favorite Huda Beauty product is that you've ever tried, because I'm really curious to know what it is, if I've tried it before or not, or if I need to try it, because I definitely like eyeshadows. I kind of judge a brand for a lot of eyeshadow palettes. I don't really try a lot of other things. I've tried Huda Beauty's lashes. I'm not the biggest fan of her lip products, but that's just about all that I've really tried. I haven't tried anything else. And then now I'm gonna take the shade Hot Mess. I'm sorry this palette is so reflective. And I'm just gonna go and do the same thing, just taking it in that crease, building it up, blending it out, following the same line. Y'all, we are gonna be reviewing so many eyeshadow palettes this week. Let me tell you that just now. We got this palette, we got the new Shane Dawson palette coming out, we got some more Anastasia palettes coming out. We got some work to do this week. Are y'all prepared? And then next week, I'm gonna let you guys know which palette is my favorite, because we got a ton of palettes coming out. And I don't think I'm gonna get the Tati palette. That one just hasn't really been calling my name out. It's a little bit too neutral for my personal preferences. So for everyone that's been asking, I'm not gonna be getting that one. All right, so now I'm gonna take the shade Haze, this really pretty blue. I'm so excited to be using this one. I'm gonna put this right underneath my lash line, and I'm gonna blend it up to where it meets the purple. This is a really pigmented light blue. I'm gonna give some props to this one, because this one is gorgeous and so pigmented. I'm hardly picking up anything, and it's really showing up. So I'm really happy about this shade. Let's get into these shimmers, see how they're doing. So I think I'm gonna take Nebula first, and I'm gonna take it with my finger actually, and I'm gonna press it. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Oh man, I'm gonna press it right in the center of my lid, and I'm not too worried about the top of the crease. I'm gonna get that with a brush, but I want to get the main pigment on with my finger. All right, let's see. It's not really picking up that well on a brush. Oh no, it works pretty well with a brush. I'm actually quite shocked about that. I wasn't really expecting it to work so well on a brush. All right, so now I'm gonna take Mercury, which is the dark blue. And I'm just gonna take this one on a brush. I'm gonna put this on my outer corner, leading into that other shade. I'm getting a little fallout from this one, but I'd imagine so. I'm actually gonna take this one wet just because I have to do a little trickiness with it and it's falling out a bit. But I'm just taking it and putting it in between the purple and the blue shade. Oh man, do I like that. So this shade does show up better when you do wet it, just to let you guys know. And then I'm just gonna dust off that on the outer corners there. And then I'm gonna take Ultraviolet, a purple. Ooh, it's getting a little clumpy on my eye, just from trying to pick it up with the brush. Don't really like that. Ooh, I'm trying to move it around. I can feel it falling on my nose. I'm gonna wet this one to see if it gets a bit more intense like the blue one did. Oh yeah, it gives it way more of that metallic wet look to it. And then I'm gonna take Supermoon, highlight my inner corner with this one, tie in all that blue purple together. And then I'm gonna take Cosmic. I'm gonna highlight my brow bone with that one. And then I'm gonna take the shade Vortex, and I'm just want to define this crease just a little bit more. Yeah, I think that added just the little bit more depth that I was looking for. And I'm gonna take a little bit of that shade Nebula, the same that I have on the center of my lid. I'm gonna take it wet and add it right underneath the middle of my lash line. All right, I'm gonna go do mascara, and I don't think I'm gonna do eyeliner, but I'm gonna go put on some mascara, lipstick, and then I'll be back with my final thoughts. All right, and this is the finished look. I topped it off with the Jeffree Star liquid lipstick in Medusa, and then I put a blue eyeliner in my waterline. That's the e.l.f. X J Kissa eyeliner. I don't know if it has a shade to it, but it was part of that collection. It's just kind of like a dark teal. But here's the look up close and personal. I absolutely love these shimmers. These shimmers actually shocked me a lot because they were so much easier to put on my eyes than the other shimmers that I've tried from Huda Beauty. So I'm actually really happy about that. Oh, and I did put on a little bit more of a bluer highlighter. This is from Fenty. It's the Minted Mojito shade. So I did put that on my cheeks just to tie in more of that kind of bluish color. But I will say I absolutely love this palette. I don't know how much I would suggest it for nearly $70 because these huge palettes from Anastasia are, what are they, like $60, $70 in that range, and then the Huda Beauty palette is $67. So I'm in a little bit of a pickle with the price, but it is really, really good quality. Everything blended out really well. Shimmers worked really nice. My only complaint is the packaging, because I don't like when it snaps shut because I can't get it open easily, and then I'm afraid I'm gonna jab my nail into the eyeshadow. So that's my only complaint. I do prefer more of a magnetic closure, or even like even the Anastasia palettes have the magnetic closure. So I definitely prefer the magnetic closures more than the snappy ones. Even on the highlighters, I don't like snappies. I don't know why. That's just a personal pet peeve, but I am going to do a 3 looks 1 palette with this. Oh my god. Oh, I thought I just jabbed my nail into it. But I am going to do a 3 looks using just this palette. But that video is going to have to be moved to next week if you guys don't mind. But I wanted to get this review out because I actually really do like this palette. I think I like it more than the new Nudes palette because, like I said, the new Nudes palette, I like the actual eyeshadows from this palette, but I don't like the glitters and I don't like this cream shade that they had at the bottom. So it wasn't really worth it for me to get like this whole palette. I do like the shadows. I do use this a lot. If you can't tell, it's an absolute mess. But the glitters and that cream shade I never use. So that's 3 shades out of a $65 palette that I don't use. But this palette I will definitely use all of the shades all the time. They even got like some neutrals in there. I don't know. There's just so many ways that I could go about this palette, and I feel like it goes really well with my new hair color, purple, blues. I've been in the mood for those kind of colors and also greens. So I'm really happy about that. But like I said, the 3 looks 1 palette video will be next week. And if you guys want a quick schedule of this week, so tomorrow I'm doing the Florent by Mills mascara review. Thursday is going to be the 2 new Norvina collection mini palettes, and Friday Shane Dawson, and then maybe Saturday more Shane Dawson, but I'm definitely going to do the Shane Dawson Jeffree Star videos like I did the Jawbreaker videos, where I kind of did a whole review, like first impressions of everything with like swatches, and then I'll break up everything into like more in-depth videos so people can find what they're looking for a little bit easier. But that's just for all the people who decided to watch this video all the way through. You get to know the tea. But that is it for this video. If you guys want to watch my last video, which is kind of like a Halloween video where I use all of the Jeffree Star Halloween exclusive, then that video will be right over here. This video will be suggested to you by YouTube, and my face will be right here where you can click on it and subscribe to my channel.